I think that's a good tip for producers is you've got to get out of the studio and you've got to go meet people, you've got to face, because once you make that relationship, it's kind of puts you above the person who hasn't met them because you've got a more personal touch. I kind of got to a point where I realized that you don't have to just make cool, technical, like really technical sounds. Instead, you can just use one awesome sound and build a whole track around that. It doesn't have to be complicated with heaps of fancy tricks and stuff. Music isn't about technicality, really. It's about the sounds that work well together. It doesn't have to be many. It can be 5 or it can be 2 or 3. I think keeping it simple and just knowing which elements are like the main part of the track and keeping the focus onto that. And then everything else should be dispersed evenly and used sparingly. I started off using Fruity Loops, then I went on to Reason. I really liked Reason, how you could flip it around and the cables kind of wobbled and everything. And it was cool, everything was in the box. But at the time, it was a long time ago, so you couldn't bring in audio and couldn't time stretch. So that's why I went to Ableton, and I haven't looked back since then. I know all the programs now have caught up doing the audio kind of stuff, but for me, Ableton works perfectly and I haven't needed to switch to anything else. Once you know how to use it, there's no point trying to learn something else. It'll just bog you down and get in the way. My workflow, I try to do everything as quick as possible. Not saying that I rush things, but I try to use samples that I've used before from previous tracks. I make effect presets that I can quickly load up and use again. I save synth sounds out that I can reload in and use again. I'd never spend more than 5 minutes looking for a kick drum, or I know the kick drum that I want to use straight away. I've used it before and I'll use it again. Especially for remixing, I try to make sure things are kept at a reasonable speed because I don't want to be wasting too much time when I can be making even more music. I show my friends really rough demos because I know they know where it's coming from. It is a rough demo. But if you're sending something out to the world, to labels or to DJs that might want to play it, make sure it's ready. It doesn't have to be mastered and mixed down or anything, but it should definitely be at a level where it's playable, not gonna make your ears burn. Also, don't try to, you get sent a lot of tracks and you can tell it's just the hot sound of now. It might be the new Fisher sound, or it could be 20 samples from the new Cashmere pack or something like that. I think don't try to jump on trends, try to do your own thing. I know everyone says it, be yourself, but I think that's important. I always think about the really bad demos I've sent out in the past and I'm thinking, oh God, are these people going to be thinking of that first demo I sent them? Are they going to be, is that in the back of their mind still? Oh, this guy's made this bad tune, I'm not going to listen to this new one. So make sure what you send out is a good representation. And don't send out 20 tracks, just pick 2 good ones and send them. And then if they're good, then you can maybe start sending more, unless you have an album of Skrillex material up your sleeve or something. I think for me it's always been, I've always thought I've had my big success already, but then something happens and then I realised that wasn't anything. So it's kind of good in a way because I'm always looking towards the next thing. But I've had a couple key moments. One was when Axwell started playing one of my tracks all summer. It really took me from just being known in Australia to being known worldwide, because then all the DJs started playing the track that summer. And then my next big break was I met one of the Armada A&Rs at ADE a few years ago. I met him and was sending demos for about a year later, and he listened to them all and would give feedback, and then finally he said, hey, this is actually pretty dope, and then signed me exclusively. I did a collab with Armin van Buuren, so it's easily the biggest track. Most proud. I started something, I sent it to Armin, he worked on it, added his big crazy Armin sounds and his, what he's known for, his big leads where he does his hand thing. He sent it back, I worked, I sent it back again, and yeah. I've been signed to Armada for almost 3 years. My first record with them was Don't Stop, and it's been great to be a part of a family. I can come here and chill at the office and use their amazing studio, which they've just built, and hang out with the A&Rs here. There's always other artists coming through as well that I can hang out with, and yeah, it's a cool family to be part of. I'm going to be showing you how I made my remix for Armin van Buuren of his single Strong Ones, and then from scratch I'm going to be trying to remix it again and seeing if I can come up with something even better than the original remix I did. I want to kind of teach people things that I wish I had known way back in the years. I want to teach everyone things that I wish I had learnt going way back, and I've seen a lot of these videos from over the years, and hopefully people can take away some things from this that I've been able to take away from the videos. Hopefully I've got some tricks that other producers don't have out there and some little quirky tips. I haven't actually had musical training, so a lot of my musical knowledge I've learnt from trial and error and experimenting over the years. And I've got a few tricks that I do to get around the music side of things, music knowledge.